I'm Charles Bolden. I'm presently here in South Africa as a U.S. State Department Science Envoy for Space. I had all kinds. Space food is normal food nowadays, but I loved shrimp cocktail, and I love strawberries. Any kind of greens, green leafy vegetables like green beans and corn, and then my favorite meat, I guess, was steak, filet, and I love fish. We exercised, to stay fit. We used, back then in the space shuttle, we had a bicycle ergometer, which was like a bicycle that you strapped yourself to without handlebars. We had a rowing machine, a treadmill. Today on the International Space Station, we've added a larger piece of apparatus called an ARED, or an adjustable resistive exercise device. It's like a universal weight machine in a gymnasium. So it's used to maintain muscle tone, make sure that you don't lose bone mass and muscle mass, mainly interested in the heart. So we condition ourselves pretty well by exercising every single day on the International Space Station. It's interesting you ask that. I believe that there is life elsewhere in the universe. I don't like using the term aliens because, among human beings, aliens has a bad connotation. People think of bad things, and so I just don't use the term. I just use the term looking for life. And when I talk about life, I'm not talking about something like you and me. I'm talking about something like a single-cell living organism, because I think if we find that somewhere like Mars or in the oceans of moons of other planets, it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal thing for humanity. Oh, believe it or not, it's really easy. We use a toilet. It looks like a commode down here, sort of, but it has two handles on the side that you lift up. They're spring-loaded, so you lift them up, rotate them in so they rest on your thigh and hold you in place. So you can read a magazine, read a newspaper. You turn it on, and it has a little fan in the bottom that creates suction to take the place of gravity, since there's no gravity up there. And urine, the waste water. Everybody has a little urine collection funnel that goes on the end of a wastewater tube that you put wherever you need, whether you're male or female. And that same suction device draws the urine into a wastewater tank where it's either dumped overboard, or nowadays on the International Space Station, it goes into a water processing system where we recycle it for drinking water. Oh, I think people will live on Mars. We have discussions all the time about whether or not we will colonize Mars. And when I think about colonization, I think about permanent habitats there, people moving to Mars and living there, and for the rest of their lives. I don't envision that happening, not anytime soon anyway. I think the first people that go to Mars are going to be researchers. They're going to be people who understand how stark it's going to be to live there, where every time you go out, you're in a suit, a space suit. But I do think that humans will inhabit Mars in my lifetime. I think in the decade of the 30s. So a little bit more than 15 years from now, I think we'll see our first humans go to Mars.